Hello guys, welcome back to the Z Register. So today's a bit of a different video. So as you know, we've been running the channel for quite a long time now. I think it must have been well over a year now. And we've been doing vlogs on events and everything we've got going on. And the realisation hit me in the face the other day, quite strong as well. I haven't shown you guys my car yet, so how about we go for a drive and I'll introduce you guys to my car, as well as a couple of other videos to come up on it, as almost like a little sort of mini series, if that makes sense. And just basically show you guys what my car is all about, what I drive. You've seen enough of this cockpit, like when I've been driving to shows and that, so why not just show you the rest of it? So yeah, let's go for a drive and let's just see what this is all about. Right guys, so you join me underneath a very loud and very big sort of bridge. Could almost be a tunnel if I actually wanted to think of it that way. I've actually got the M4 above me right now, so that's a bit of a weird feeling at the moment. Like, this is a casual mainstream motorway, like right above my head. But we'll gloss over that bit. Here it's time to introduce you my car, and here it is. It's my 2005 MG ZR Express. For those that have never heard of the ZR Express, the ZR Express, as you can see, is basically an MG ZR. The MG ZR is the hatchback that Rover MG made between 2000 and 2005. Basically, the ZR was the MG version of the Rover 25. So they basically got the Rover 25 and like a load of people say, it's basically a Rover 25 in a tracksuit. So they basically put like a boy racer sort of body kit on to make it a bit more attractive. And they did nail it, to be quite fair. Basically, they made the ZR Express. The Express is a van that they made out of this MG ZR. And they started production of these in 2003. It was their attempt to get into the commercial market and basically compete on there and also sell some more models. So we can understand where they were coming from with that. Basically, this is basically the only difference on the exterior. So it's literally just an MG ZR with the blanked out windows. So all these stickers, by the way, is basically just a load of people on my social media, which is right there for you to see if you want to go drop a follow. So basically all these pages of all these stickers are pages that have helped me and supported me with my following and everything that I now have on there. I have quite a decent amount of following. But yeah, another angle of the car there. So they made 337 of these express vans. This car is number 327 of those 337 made, which is quite a weird statistic, to be fair, knowing that my car was one of the last ones built. And it's also finished off in the pearl black PBT paint code. And another fact for you, according to the build data, which was supplied by us here at the Z Register, it is possible to get hold of your own build data should you want it. So be sure to get in touch with us if you do want some build data of your car. All you got to do is supply your reg number and your VIN number. So that is perfectly decent. And yeah, basically they made 8 of these Mark II PBT models, and they only made 1 more in this black colour. So that must have been literally like one of the final ones ever built. And yeah, I think it's time I probably show you what's inside. So here we have what is probably the most infamous feature on this Express, is the amount of space in the back. So as you can tell, I don't really use the back for this. I don't really transport anything unless I really need to. If I do, I lay a liner down on this carpet here, because this is it's still in fairly good nick. Please excuse the scarf there. That is my beloved football club that I madly support. But yeah, as you can see, basically we got obviously the cockpit over there, all nicely painted, to be fair. I'll go over that in a minute. But we got this dog cage here, which it starts just after the front seats. That is, honestly, this cage is rare as hen's teeth. You can't pick these up without paying very good money for those no more. So it starts with the bulkhead, and it's basically its own modified floor, which was obviously done by MG Rover. It's not no aftermarket modified sort of thing. And yeah, basically where the back seats were, they've laid this floor out and just created a load of extra space. And actually, to be fair, it may not look too big in the video, but ain't one hell of a good carrier. It's a very good workhorse indeed. I've carried so many things in it. I've actually carried a big hot air balloon. They literally come in the biggest bags, and I literally just about to both height and like width wise, I was able to cram a fairly big hot air balloon into the back of this car and transported it for my girlfriend's brother. That was something that this car was able to do without a problem. So yeah, very, very practical. And it's not actually a bad van, to be fair. I've seen worse car derived vans with like basically no space in the back, regardless of how much they sacrifice for it. So yeah, this very, very underrated van indeed. So here is the interior of my Express, home to where many lovely endeavours have happened and will continue to do so as long as I have this car. Not really too much to say. It's just standard Rover, MG Rover interior, Mark II interior to be precise. Obviously you can tell by the vents and that. All of this, all the green, even the black trim here was painted by a kid called Warren, who I used to work with. Very, very lovely bloke. I'll leave his Instagram in the description below because I feel he needs a bit more publication for some of his work, because as you can tell by like the finish on the vents and the heater knobs and everything, it's absolutely spot on. Even like the window switches and the gear stick here, excuse how messy it looks. You would have thought a professional had painted it, and to be fair, I'd class him as a professional, and he very kindly did this all for no cost either. Just a good gesture, I think, just to help the project come along very nicely indeed. I got this plaque made up by a graphics designer called Alan Hodgson. He's on Facebook. I'll also link his Facebook, should he give me permission to do so, in the description. But he basically, anything you want him to do with a good explanation, he'll basically come up with some magic. Hence the green badges on the front and rear bumper as well. That was also done by him. And there's not really much else to say, to be honest. Like, yeah, definitely the colour added by Warren makes the interior that a little bit more characteristic. It makes it a bit more me as well, because as much as green is the X-Power colour, MG X-Power and everything, green is also my favourite colour. So, and hence the mattes as well. Yeah, I'm very, very chuffed with how the interior now looks compared to how it used to look, because being honest, let's be fair, MG Rover interiors were a little bit dull with the grey and whatever. I know some of them were a little bit more exotic and had wooden trims like dark oak and your regular just wood trims and everything that looked a bit nicer, but they still weren't the greatest. But yeah, I'm so happy with how it is now. I had a vision of how I wanted it to look, and it looks even better than that. So yeah, that is the interior of the Express. And here is one of the biggest flexes I think I have of this car, and it's the engine. It doesn't possess the Rover K series. We love the K series on this channel, do not get me wrong, but this engine, the L series diesel, does not get at all as much love as it should deserve. This engine is, touch wood, bomb proof. Literally, I've had this car nearly 3 years, and I've had, literally the only problem I had was a coolant hose down at the front had split, and just basically it had a little wee, should we just say, and I lost all my coolant, and that was it. That was nothing to do with the reliability of the engine at all. That was literally just the hoses getting a bit old and splitting like that. This engine, honestly, I got no faults at all. I regularly service it and everything, so that also contributes towards the fact that it looks after me back. But the reliability, anyone who owns an L series, you can ask them. I'm sure there's nothing but good things to say about it. I know there might be a couple of people who've had a little bit worse experiences, but depends on their way of maintenance, I suppose. So yeah, this engine from stock, 99 brake horsepower. It's definitely not running that now. As you can see, front strut brace, little air intake in there. Not too much really to show otherwise. It's just your average MG Rover L series diesel engine, to be honest. Absolutely fantastic little engine, and yeah, definitely produces a good load of fun, should we say. So yeah guys, that's really what the L Series MG ZR Express is all about. So yeah, hence the little clip in the tunnel there, I couldn't resist. Yeah, it's so much good fun to drive. Another little send, a little pull through that, not too bad. Yeah, it's a load of good fun to drive. I got zero complaints. I feel at one with this car every time I drive it, whether that be on a long journey or whether that just be a little send up the road. I honestly, it really is just a different experience. And yeah, I really do recommend an L Series if you can get hold of one. You can't get hold of them no more, they're not on the market really. They were obviously really popular at one point, but now that some have been scrapped and everything, and there's not really, we already know that there's not many MG Rovers around anymore. But if you can find an L Series, that is one hell of a find. Basically, the reliability tag being so good on them, they basically don't get listed anymore. And if they do get listed, they're worth a fair bit of money. But we don't talk about money on here. We talk about conservation and also just giving the brand a good name. Yeah, absolutely fantastic car. I've had this nearly 3 years now. I did a podcast recently with a channel called Car Culture. I'll put the link in the description for the video. And basically, I give off my my story as to how I got hold of this car, the circumstances, and the fact that really this was just a bit of a miracle how I got hold of it. Also a bit of fun on there as well. It was a very good chat with Bailey and Matty as well on there, so be sure to go check that out. Give their channel a bit of love. And yeah, really, that's all to be said about this car to show you. In terms of introduction, I'm going to do 5 things I love about this car, 5 things I hate about this car, which is definitely going to be a lot harder to think of than the things I love, but there definitely are some bits. Apologies there, my camera decided it was going to run out of storage and not work anymore, so apologies for the interruption. There's going to be a 5 things I love video about this car and a 5 things I hate, regardless of how hard the 5 things I hate is going to be to make. But yeah, basically that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed the introduction to this car. And yeah, there should be more videos on it very soon. Don't know how spaced out they're going to be, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. But for the meantime, thank you for watching, and see you guys soon.